Totally Curious here, and this week on Apple Arcade, we don't have a new game to talk about, but we do have updates to 3 games titled Little Orpheus, Marble Knights, and Necrobarista. Lastly, we have a full review of Oceanhorn Chronos Dungeon. So that said, let's get on with the show. First, let's talk about the 3 games that were recently updated. We start with Little Orpheus. This is the biggest and best update of all. Little Orpheus is a super colorful, side-scrolling adventure game created in the classic TV style, such as a Flash Gordon. It has a ton of great-looking levels where everything in the environment is exaggerated and almost fantastical. The whole game and all 8 episodes have you explaining to the general how you lost an automatic bomb and talking about your unbelievable adventure to try to retrieve it. So basically talking to your parents. And this latest update, you get to live through episode 9 of the adventure where Ivan is talking to his dog about his journey to the mythical cloud of Perun. We've been playing through it so far and it's just as good as all the other episodes. This game is fantastic. Definitely give it a go. Up next, Marble Knights. This is a great multiplayer game where you roll into battle with several different characters to defend the king and his kingdom. Throughout the game, you start out armed with a blade, but you also go throughout the levels and pick up a variety of R-based power-ups. With your power-ups enabled, you'll be able to smite foes, solve puzzles, and embark on a great adventure. This latest update brings about 2 new mini games for up to 4 players, a new spin on 2-on-2 basketball, compete with other players to knock down 100 pins in bowling, and general improvements and bug fixes. And finally, Necrobarista. This is a narrative-driven adventure game where you're a part of a cafe in Melbourne, Australia, if you didn't know. And in this terminal cafe, the dead are given one more night to hang out with the living. Maddie, the barista at this location, loves her job as she gets to hear great stories about great experiences. The only downfall is that she has the counsel of death breathing down her neck all the time. And this latest DLC, accessible after completing the main story, it adds an additional 2 hours to the narrative. Lastly, there's a redesigned loading screen. Last but not least, let's get into our full review of Oceanhorn Chronos Dungeon. First, let's talk about what we like about the game. The graphics are really nice. They have a retro look that gives it the same art style as the old school Zelda games. Every level changes in look, colors, and enemies. The gameplay is also really good. You have 4 different characters to play as. Our 2 favorites are the Knight and the Mage. If you want to attack people at short distances, the Knight is the way to go. While if you want to attack from long distances, the Mage is the best character for that because his weapons works like a boomerang. When he throws it, it always comes back. Therefore, you get 2 hits on your enemy every time that you throw it. It's also great for when you have several enemies in a line because you get to hit all of them at the same time. There are also several power-ups that you can acquire. Ones we were able to get were the throwing stars, the axe, the fast feet power-ups, as well as the invincibility power-ups. Each of them serves you well in different circumstances. There is also a power-up that's great for when you're surrounded by tons of enemies, and that's the rotating axe. The objective of the game is to clear all the levels that are presented to you. There are 10 levels per stage, each with a challenging boss level. The sound in the game is also really good and brings back flashes of those retro games of old. It includes really good voiceover work that keeps you interested between levels. Now let's talk about what we didn't like or how we can improve it. The game is definitely not what we thought it was. There are puzzles, but they're really basic. All they consist of is finding keys to open doors and finding invisible entryways. We're a little disappointed that all the game is a top-down hack and slash, but it does have enough power-ups and differences in gameplay to keep the game interesting. The game borders on too easy, but there are some parts of it that gets a little challenging. Once we're on our last character, we were almost dead, so we had to run to the exit as fast as possible while avoiding as many enemies as we could. Despite the minor criticisms and its bordering on easy, it's a really fun top-down hack and slash with great retro graphics, great sound, fun gameplay, and perfect for multiplayer play. With all that said, this game is definitely D-Life HD approved. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, listening. Let us know your thoughts on this week's new update and how you guys have been doing with Oceanhorn Chronos Dungeon. Let us know what you're playing in the comments below. We love talking to you guys. You can also talk to us even more in our Discord server. Info will be in the video description. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like these. Lastly, check out our Twitter account for gameplay of the latest releases. But most importantly, remember to always stay one up.